Hi everyone, I thought I'd do a short video. I always say that and it ends up being super long. But I wanted to do it while the light is good and the sun is not in my face. I'm just working on the second signature. Right now I'm actually editing a video. So you'll have seen that. That'll be episode 6. So this will be episode 7. And I finished the first signature and I ended up having to move things around. This was in the first one. I had to move it to this one because the other one was getting really full. So I've decided that instead of double flapping the pages, I'm single flapping. So there are 3 in that one and there's 3 in this one, or there will be 3 in this one. And I think that'll be nicer for turning, and it's still like tons of journaling. And anyway, instead of kind of working on the flap right now, I decided that I wanted to do a little bit of ephemera, basically. So I sound better, yeah? I feel better. I actually went out last night for dinner to the Keg, and it was fantastic. My husband had gotten a gift for retiring from someone. It was a $100 gift card, so we had a real nice dinner. We still had to pay more, but it was still a very nice dinner. Took his mom, and we had a good time. It was nice getting out. I haven't really visited with her for quite a while, so I've been avoiding going over there. I didn't want to make her sick, and so it was nice getting out. We talked about our trip that's coming up in less than 6 months. I can't believe it already. It's funny, when I come back from my trip, you start talking about it and you say stuff like, well, last year, and then you realize, no, that was this year. But I don't know, for me, I just love going so much that it feels like I did it a long time ago when it's like a month or 2. It's too funny. So now we're in the less than 6 months phase. So I decided I just wanted to add a little bit of gold bling on that, just on the flat part. Then I'll glue that together. I'm not going to bother inking the inside. This is paper from that paper stack. I think it's Best of K & Company. It's that really huge paper stack. I don't know, it's like 300 some odd pages. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll never get through all of that paper in my lifetime. But sometimes it has some really nice stuff. I did use a lot to line my CD cases for my stamps. That's what I store my stamps in. And the CD cases were boring, so I used up a lot of the paper, putting covers, just because I would never use that in anything, but it looks nice on the covers. Okay, so there's that. I did a couple different butterflies. This one I covered in Midas Gold, which is a Lindy's, and this one is pumpkin something or other. So this one almost has an orangey look to it. This one is definitely yellow, but they both go really nice and they pop off the page. So again, I don't know where I'm using those. I am going to do a paper clip with that, so I think I want to use the big clip this time. So these gold ones, I love them. And I did find If you can't find them at the dollar store, Staples has them. Staples actually has a huge selection of paper clips and those bullnose clips in all colors that you can imagine. What was I looking for? Scrap piece of paper. If I have some. Oh, I do over here, I think. Yeah, let's brush that off. And I'm just going to trim that. Now, normally I would just cut another butterfly the same, but this is cardstock, so that would make it super duper thick. So I'm just going to do a strip of paper like I did on the other one. And that'll be enough to hold it. So just a strip. And so what I'll do is I'll trim it, but it'll go across like that. Now, which way do I want it? So you have to decide whether you want your clip to go in this way or that way. And so that determines which way you put your clip on your paper clip. If I do it that way, it's going to go to my left. So it'll slide in that way. No, I think I'm still going to do it on the right. So that way, yeah. And then what I do is take this underneath. Now, let's see. I kind of want to do that, I think. Think about it for a second. No, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah. Okay. So that's going there. And I want that like that. Okay, that works. Then I just load it with glue. And I do put a little glue on the metal part. I don't know that it sticks real well, but it does help. I use quite a bit. Gonna cough, hang on. Sorry. I am better though. Lots better. Okay. So tonight I'm actually going out to a potluck dinner. Oh, I want to slide that down. That's gonna show. Let me think. Got lots of time because of the loads of glue that's on there. Flip it over. I think I'm going to trim that out. I don't like things showing on this side. Even though, well, actually, I'm going to leave it because you won't see it. Yeah. And then I just really start molding it, you know. Because you have so much glue in there. You have loads of time. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work. Nope, that will show. I am going to trim it. But I will let it dry a little first. Sorry. Okay, I'm just going to pause it for a second, guys. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just forming it around the clip. Try and get that as tight as I can around the clip. And then I'm just going to trim that off. Keep your scissors on an angle. The cut side goes deeper underneath, which is what you want. You don't want it to show. If you keep it straight up and down, you're more likely to have an edge. And I'm actually, yeah, I guess I'll have to take that right off there. And of course, it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's not stuck all the way to the edge, then great. Get that off fairly easily. Boy, I've been doing so well, and now all of a sudden I have to keep coughing. I don't know why. I think I'll pause it and go get my water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully that water will help a little. So my niece is in Alberta. I think she has a new boyfriend, so they went to Banff, and she's been posting these amazing photos of the glaciers and things like that. So it looks like she's having a nice time. I didn't even know that she could take photos like that. Because usually her photos are goofy things, you know, where the kids make silly faces and nobody's ever serious. Those are the kind of photos I'm used to seeing from her. Okay. So there we go. Ta-da! The nice thing about doing them with this sticking out is that it's easier to guide your paper clip because you can see where it is. But when it's hidden, it's harder to find the backing. Anyway, that's done. Then I did stamp on all of the tea-stained ones, and I'm sort of going through and placing right now. I want, I think, to have on like pages like this where it's kind of boring, I want to add some words. I actually was going to add this one. I quite like that one. So scrolly. So that'll go there. And there's my first flap. This is for the note page. I want to put that there. I'm going to do something with this, but I don't know what yet. You know, I just had kind of an idea. You know when you get these tiny little envelopes, wouldn't that be cool paperclip? That would be a cool paperclip. You just stick a paperclip on it and get yourself a little... Oh, I think that's a neat idea. Okay, now we have... I put one pocket in, right? Yes, I did. I think I did. Somewhere in here. Oh yeah, it's at the very beginning. Oh, and that's where I found a spot for the little journal notebook. It's, I think it'll be fine right in here. And so that's one pocket, which means I'm going to stick this pocket back here. Okay, back to the front. And then I want, I have belly bands. And let's see, what do I want them on? Oh, that'd be nice. Nope, that's going to be the notebooks. No. Yeah, put that there. And then we'll put the other one back there. I really love this page. That would be cool, wouldn't it? So this I just cut out scrap, glued that on, and then I went around it with the gold embossing powder. So to get that nice straight line, you just use a ruler and your Versamark pen. Use the nib side. Yeah, I think that's going to go there. I think that'll be really pretty. Okay. Alright, this is kind of boring, this page, so I can add that there. Or put that one there. I think I'll do that there. And then that one can go there. I have an extra pocket that I've cut out. Or you can put it at the top. That might be nice on a flip. That's a thought. And I have, this is going to go on probably a flip. And then these I'm probably going to use on a flip. This one might get placed on a page. Let's see. Oh, I think that should go there. That's too bad. I'm going to stick this on there. It's upside down. But well, I'll do it this way then. Just so I know. That's where I want it. Oh, might not even glue it. I might just leave it like that. No. This is going to go somewhere else. But just so I know I want that there. And I'm pretty sure I showed you that one. So I found these that I had done. Just the blank ones. They're the same ones as what my information is, but I did them with and without script on them. So that'll go there. Those will go on the flips. I have some, I have this, and I have this one. Now I wanted that on a yellow, I think. Something's in the way. I want to put that there, and then that'll give me one left. Okay, let's start gluing. This one I wanted on this page because I like that there. So yeah, I'm going to a potluck tonight. I have no idea what I'm bringing. I do know I'm bringing some wine. I might end up just bringing wine. Usually what happens is there's way too much food. Last one I went to, there was so much food they didn't even cook it all. So it's a goodbye party for our congregation's changed boundaries. So the one that I used to go to, I'm now going to a different one. And there's a bunch of us. I think there's like 20 of us that, because of where we live, we're going to different congregations now. And so they wanted to do a little farewell, which I thought was very nice. And I was at my new congregation yesterday, and it was great. Met some new people, and yeah, good variety of age groups, which is always nice. Okay, let's do this one. Now, did I glue that together first? No, I don't think I did. I think I cut it out first. Punch, where are you? You are. I didn't do it like that, did I? I am going to do it like that, though. Get a different configuration, but... Okay, where are you? Oh, that's not right. Oh, it's got to be... Yeah, that. I think. Yep. That's cool. I like that. And... so the other note page that I used for this, I ended up putting sparkle on the bird because he's kind of hidden. So I'll likely do that with this one as well. I think I'm going to glue that together now. Then, let's see. So hubby's feeling better too. Of course, he didn't have it near as bad as I did. Don't know why that is. There we go. There we are. And I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll tie it. And it'll go there. Not sure. Do have some flowers, I think. Got all kinds of butterflies too. And a bird. Oh, I got a few birds. Oh, I got two of those. I should probably put one in the other book, or the other signature. Yeah, cut these out too. Not thrilled about those. Yeah, I don't know. But I do know I'm putting this there, so let's do that. Where did I put my... Okay. And this one I want here. That's perfect. I was watching a video the other day. It was a very informative video, but I found it extremely hard to watch because the music was so loud that you couldn't, like, I was missing some of the stuff they were saying. So I found that a little annoying. I mean, oftentimes I would love to have some background music here, especially to, when I don't feel like talking too much. But I don't know, I just think that might be a little distracting. Oh, I wanted some on the bottom here. I usually work to music. That's cute. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Now this one I'm definitely going to put trim on. I don't think this is long enough. It's too short. Yeah, not quite. But it would look nice on that little... this one. Yeah, I'll probably put that on that. And this, I think I'll put the trim on after when I figure out what exactly I want to do with that. Oh, the possibilities. Yeah, I'll likely add that with some trim. But I can go ahead and glue it on the page. So I'm hoping I get my fridge this coming week. Today's Sunday, just so you know. I've got a guy coming to give us an estimate on the windows. Not likely going to use them. They're probably going to be super expensive. But gives me a kind of an idea. Right now we're just building a budget. And then I found a place for my husband and I to go check out for hardy board, or cement board if you're not familiar. Because we want to redo the siding on the outside and we want to rock the bottom of the house on the front. I'm really looking forward to that change. I already have the estimate for our deck, which will get done in the spring. I was kind of hoping we could set it up. Ken's stepbrother has his own construction company. He's really good. And he came and gave us an estimate on doing our deck for us. And I'm hoping that he can actually do it while we're away. Then I don't have to deal with the noise and the mess. And yeah, I want these things done, but I can't. I've lived through renovations. My dad was big at doing stuff like that. And we had a house when I was a kid. It was my parents' first home that they bought, and I moved in. I was just born, so my brother was 2, my older brother, and they were called war homes because a whole bunch of them went up after the war, and they were inexpensive homes. Oh, when I think what they paid, it kills me what the housing is here in the Lower Mainland, Vancouver. We have the highest houses here, cost-wise, in all of Canada. So, yeah, it's pretty hard for young people to buy anything at all. We were lucky. We bought when the market kind of tanked a little. Housing had dropped significantly, so we got in on the ground floor. We were older, mind you. We were in our 40s, but so glad we did it, because we couldn't do it now, that is for sure. Anyway, my parents' house was like a rancher. It didn't have a second floor. I think that's going to be too high. We'll see. I might put the butterfly there. We'll see. Anyway, my dad, when I was a kid, because there was 3 of us, my brother came along 2 years later after we moved, so now there's 3 kids. There were 2 bedrooms. Yeah, it was a 2-bedroom home. But what my dad did was he raised the house and put a basement in. And in the basement he built a rec room and he built an extra bedroom. So when I was young, my younger brother and I, we shared a bedroom till I think I was 5. I want to say I was around 5 years old. And then of course after that, you know, he was getting older and I was getting older, so my parents put my brothers together. Yeah, they hated each other. And my younger brother, oh man, he was pretty volatile, let's say that. And he'd do stuff like chuck cars at my brother's head. And I mean, he was 4 years younger, but I tell you, a tough little guy. And yeah, they didn't get along, let's just say that. So then my parents decided that it was time to sell, and we had a house sort of built for us. It was already mostly done, but at the time that my parents looked at it, you could pick your carpet and your paint colors and that kind of deal. I think I told you guys that. And anyway, when we lived in that house, I cried when we moved because that house was, yeah, really special. But I do remember this one time my cousin, I had a younger cousin, they came over to visit, and my dad had ripped out our kitchen floor. We had plywood for probably 2 years, I think. My mom was just over the moon. Yeah, no. Excuse me. And anyway, he wanted to put in a sliding door in the kitchen and then build a deck. Because, like I said, this house was a single story when he started, and he ended up, raising it. So he had the sliding door put in. He had the kitchen floor ripped up, and he had just opened the sliding door, and he tossed all the garbage out the sliding door into the backyard. Well, my cousin couldn't have been more than 2, maybe? Yeah, probably around 2 years old. I don't know, there was something wrong with her. She literally, she just walked out the door. There was no deck. It was just a pile of rubble. She walked right out and then landed in this pile of rubble. I'm laughing because obviously she wasn't injured. But my aunt, I've never seen my aunt move so fast in my life. She flew down the stairs and went outside and, grabbed her daughter and checked her out, made sure she was all okay, and she was totally fine. And so she went right back into the kitchen and was just about to do it again. Like, seriously, there's something wrong with this girl. I couldn't believe it, yeah. Well, my aunt caught her before she did it a second time, but yeah. Funny memories, things that you don't, you never forget, those kind of things. Yeah, at least I don't. I mean, yeah, I have a little bit crazy family at times. Okay, I think I'm going to place that there. Yeah, so I'm going to use tape on that. So, like I say, I've lived with renos for, my dad took a long time. He did it all himself, all the work himself. Completely self-taught. He did a fantastic job. The house was really lovely when we were finished, but it really was just too small for 5 people. And so, reluctantly, we had to sell it. Yeah, I remember the little alcove, I mean, this is really dating me, but the little alcove that you used to have your telephone in, and I remember black dial, and I loved the sound of it as it turned, I still love that sound. Yeah, some things were better than they are now, in my opinion, There's just some things they never should have got rid of. Rotary phones were one of them. I just love the sound of them. And then I remember for a while they had the rotary phones, fake ones, they look like the old rotary phones, but they actually were push button. Yeah, sorry, that just didn't cut it. You guys ever remember the game Kick the Can? I remember when my son was little, and he had a couple of friends over from the neighborhood, and they were bored. I mean, come on. We were never bored as kids. We were always outside, always doing something. And my son comes in, and they're bored. So I said, why don't you guys go and play Kick the Can? I could not believe they actually said, what's Kick the Can? I was shocked beyond belief. Are you kidding me? You don't know what Kick the Can is. Only the best game ever. Of course, things are a lot different now than when I was a kid. And, when I was a kid, we knew every single person that lived on our block. Even the mean ones. And there were a few. And we all played together. Of course, you had neighborhoods where you had kids. I don't know. When my son was growing up, there were pretty much no kids in our neighborhood. But regardless, when I was a kid, you knew everybody. You went to the same school. You were on the same sports teams. You know, you hung out on the weekends, and well, we used to play kick the can, which is pretty much tag and hide and seek rolled into one. And we used to hide. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those they're old houses, and the front steps come straight out from the top floor. So there's 2 levels, and the front stairs come straight down. Well, the sides of the stairs are all closed in, but there was always a crawl space just wide enough for little kids like us to climb underneath there, like wiggle ourselves underneath the steps, and that would be a hiding place. Another one would be up the tree that was on the boulevard, you know, in neighbors' backyards and stuff. Like, we knew everybody, and you had no fears. Like, you could go out, spend the entire day outside, and yeah, you can't do that anymore. I know you can't, but kids are missing out, I think, big time on the stuff that we had growing up. I just think it's so sad that, you know, there's no way, if I had grandkids, there's no way I'd let them do that. Now, no way. But it's what we did. And there was absolutely no fear. And I didn't live in a small town. I lived in Vancouver. Mind you, it was very suburb where I lived. But the East Vancouver of back then to the East Vancouver of now, wouldn't even recognize it. There's just, you know, drug houses everywhere, and it's so sad what happened to that neighborhood. Yeah, if you've ever been to Vancouver, I'm sure you've been to all the nice places of Vancouver, but let me tell you, there's a major underbelly. It's not as pretty as people think. Has some pretty cool places to go and visit, though. When we were on the cruise ship, we had docked down at, it's called Sails. It's this really neat building that the roof is designed and it looks like sails from a ship. It's really neat. Well, that's where the cruise ship comes in. But I've never come in to Vancouver from that side, where I guess you're traveling east. So you're coming into the harbor, and just seeing Vancouver from that angle, it's really beautiful. The harbor is gorgeous. So that was kind of cool, seeing it from that perspective. Oh, I think I'm going to wait on that. It's pretty wet. I'll wait on that. But, you know, when I was young, this is so funny. I know, hearing that, it's like, well, when I was young, I used to hate it when my grandparents would say stuff like that. But it's true, things change, right? It's inevitable. I remember downtown Vancouver. And we have a large downtown. It's quite large. I kind of laughed when I saw my son's downtown Calgary. And I was like, really? This is it? This is downtown? But it's the cleanest downtown I've ever been in. Downtown Calgary's quite nice. There's some great restaurants down there too. Anyway, Vancouver, it's really big. And Granville is one of the main streets that it's been everything, I tell you guys. It had the best theaters. My mom actually, her first job was working in the theaters, and back then they had the outdoor booth, you know, where you bought your ticket and then went in. And she said she used to have to wear this thick pancake makeup because the lighting that they put in the booth would make you look like a ghost, and you kind of frighten people. So they made them wear this really thick pancake makeup. She said it used to itch like crazy. And so it had some pretty cool There were several theaters. There's the Vogue Theater. There's the Orpheum, which is that's where they do all the big shows, right? They have all kinds of shopping, and it's been everything, where at one point it was only foot traffic, and then at another point they opened it up again, and now I think it's down to only buses. I think only buses can go down there. I'm not sure. I don't go down there anymore. But growing up, when I was, well, I guess this would be in the 60s, you couldn't go downtown without dressing up. I mean, my parents wouldn't, no way. I mean, I had to put on a dress, literally. Well, now, I mean, good grief, there's, druggies everywhere, and it's not the downtown of old, let's say that. It used to be a classy place to go. Like, I don't know, it's like a huge outing. If you were going downtown, it was a big deal. And, yeah, not anymore. It's not like that anymore. No, they still have the Vogue, and they still have the Orpheum, and for years at the Vogue, they had, years and years and years, they did the, what is the name of that show? That one where everybody dresses up and they throw toast, and you know which one I'm talking about. I've only got the song in my head, but I can't think of the name. A Rocky Horror Picture Show, that's what it is. They had that at the Vogue for many, many years. I saw South Pacific there with Robert Goulet, and he was old back then. But yeah, like I say, downtown used to be fun. Used to be a neat place to go. Yeah, I avoid it now. Hope I'm not discouraging anybody from visiting Vancouver, because there's all kinds of history. Gastown and the steam clock and Lions Gate Bridge and Capilano Suspension Bridge and Grouse Mountain and Seymour Mountain. Grouse Mountain's cool. They've got a beautiful restaurant up there. There's tons of things to do. So I guarantee you'd go home going, wow, that was great. Loved it there. I guarantee you would. But I live here, right? So I know what's horrible and what isn't. I had a friend from Japan come and stay with me, and I took her around all different places, and she loved it, because it's a beautiful province, and it's a really cool city. Uh-oh, I think I might have overglued, guys. Yep, I think I'm gonna have to get my ruler in there. So just a little trick sometimes, if you take a metal ruler, sometimes it's seepage, right? And it's only at one little spot that's stuck and shouldn't have. Let's see if that makes a difference. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, am I going to glue that there or not? I do kind of like that there. Leave a border. That looks better. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to leave this one open as a tuck. Don't know that I'll put anything in it, but you can. Okay, I think that's all I'm doing for today, you guys. I want to show you the new page that I made. This is just for me, but I made it so that it will go with this book. And it's another little note. I thought that, sorry, I thought that I didn't create a front cover. So this was going to be the front cover, but I actually did create the front cover. I completely forgot. This is, and I really love this. So I'm using this as the front cover. I printed it out a card, so it'll be easy to attach to the book. But I really like this. Hang on one second. So I printed it out a couple times, and it's going to go in this, in here somewhere. Not sure where yet. I love this little guy too. He's going in here for sure. So that's it for today, and I'll talk to you later this week. Bye.